Hey, welcome to Speak on It, man. Y'all know me, man. I'm your host, Dom, man. We got a special guest. I got my man Anthony with us, and we got my man Taman, who's our other host. But I'm gonna let my man Anthony introduce himself. He got a podcast, and I'll let him talk about it real quick.
What's going on? I'm from In the Lounge. It's me, my boy Dupree, and our other boy Enrique. You know, we're young black brothers, talk about life, music, pop culture, anything that you can think of under the sun, relationships. It's just real dope. You know what I mean? We three friends just kicking it. Love just catching up with my boys, especially during this quarantine time, you know, things virtual. You know what I mean? We used to catch up in person, but you know, we try and keep it things moving. And I'm happy to be here with y'all and speak on it. You know what I mean? Like this is dope. I love what y'all doing.
Love it, love it, man. Yeah, we appreciate you jumping on with us, man, just to talk. You know what I mean, top 5 albums since 2018. I'm excited about the show. Before we jump into it, y'all know what y'all got to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to our Instagram. Share this post. Start a watch party. Go to our Spotify page. Just like us on all our social media platforms. But we're gonna jump right into it. We got y'all know we're gonna have our honorable mention. Y'all know how we're gonna do. But then we're gonna jump into our top 5 albums since 2000. But before we do, I'm gonna let my man Taman go ahead and say something to y'all. Y'all know how he do.
Hey man, I appreciate everybody joining us. I appreciate you joining us, Mr. Anthony. Definitely love to get different perspectives on everything. Us three, we missing Biv, but shout out to Biv.
Yes, sir.
We definitely gonna hold it down, but we just want to have an exciting show, and I want to be put onto some music.
So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Without further ado, let's get right into it as far as the honorable mentions.
So I'm gonna let you go first, Ant, because you know you the youngest out of all of us, man. We want to hear some music. I'm gonna tell you why, because like me and Taman, I'm like, man, I didn't want to give the youngins a shot. Yeah, I mean, I ain't want to give them no play. They ain't get no airplay in my car, in my AirPods, on my iPhone. They ain't get no airplay. But during the show, man, a lot of people would put me on to a bunch of different people. So you got to give the youngins some love, because this is how I feel. I think like each generation is going to have their genre or their people that they listen to, right? So when you go to the generation before us, they're gonna be like, man, I ain't listening to no Meek Mill or no Drake. Drake always singing on the track. You know what I mean? We want bars. You know what I mean? So then we go to my generation. I'm like, man, listen, I'm gonna listen to Jay. I'm gonna listen to Nas. I'm gonna listen to Cole. I ain't listening to no The Baby or no Lil Baby.
So listen. I think the perfect way to describe me would be the middle child, like J. Cole said. Like I'm big bro and little bro all at once. You know what I mean? Like, so I got some shit that, you know, might be mumble rappy to y'all, but I'm like, all right, it's a vibe. And then I got some deep shit that y'all might not even heard of yet. So I'm excited to see what y'all thinking of. I'm excited to see what y'all honorable mentions are in your top 5. My question is, how many honorable mentions do y'all have? Because I felt like I could have kept going.
I know I
got a lot here, man.
I have a plethora. I have
a handful. I tried to stop myself at about 8.
Okay.
So
you have 8 on your list?
7 total.
Okay.
For my honorable mentions. So you just want me to run down? That's how y'all doing it?
No. Start with your bottom. Start with the bottom one.
Ooh, I didn't put them in order. That's the thing.
No, okay.
If I have to, I will put Jaden Smith's Aries album at the bottom.
Okay.
I'm putting him there. That's a dude who, one, I didn't really care for. You know, you think Will Smith, you think Fresh Prince, his son, you know, he got all types of things being said about him with him, Tyler, the Creator. But if you listen to that album, man, he is an artistic cat. And there's nothing you could say to deny that. His first 4 tracks are called Pink, Pink, and each one flows into the next, and it's all a vibe.
Oh, I missed it,
It's
man.
all a
He
vibe.
said I missed it.
My John, listen, my John just shut down on me. That thing said, listen, that thing said, we got a reboot for right now. We the coronavirus is
Corona culture.
Okay,
yep,
so
Corona got my computer.
so he stated Pink, no, Aries by Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Aries. Second studio album by Jaden, released in 2019. Misfits Music and Rock Nation. Shout out to Jay.
That's
Rock
that's
Nation.
that's one of your honorables, right?
Yes, that's my bottom.
One of my honorables. My man actually, my man just put me onto him today. Jaden Smith, said he's one of the top 5 hottest albums out right now.
Wow.
So he put me onto it. So I put him. I listened to a little bit. Say okay, yeah, I mean that's honorable mention.
I don't have him on my list at all.
Yep.
This is new to me.
Yeah.
Now
on your list today, boy.
You got a joint with Trinidad Jones or Trinidad James. Got a joint with his sister Willow, Summertime in Paris.
Trinidad dropped something in the past 2 years?
No, I don't. Maybe he has, but I haven't heard anything. And he got a joint with what was it, Chateau by ASAP Rocky. With ASAP Rocky. Okay. Joint with Kid Cudi. Okay. Okay, you started off putting me on to something because I would never, ever thought of Jaden Smith. Sorry, Jaden.
Yeah, listen. People been talking to me about Jaden. People been talking to me about Jaden for a minute. My little brother been talking to me about him. I said that we're gonna get him on the show one day too, but he music here. But he been talking to me about Jaden as well. He been saying, listen, Tom, you need to listen to him. Boy, Jaden Smith, solid. I watched one of his videos that he had. I forget what video it was, but it drew my attention. I'm like, okay, Jaden out here he out here spitting that stuff. You feel me? And then like I said, just when my boy put me on the day, telling me about Jaden album. I like Jaden. I like what I hear from him. Definitely like what I hear from Jaden. He a different rapper than his dad. I mean, a different rapper than his dad. He got a little flow to him. And I also think Will have flow to him, but it's just a different move, a different wave. So I like Jaden.
No, I like that you say that because Will, I feel like people put Will down because he was kind of gimmicky, but he had bars back in the 90s.
Yep.
It's just him and his son got 2 different vibes. Like you can't compare them, and his son does not disappoint.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, people have been talking to me about Jaden since his first album, since like a lot of stuff that he dropped. But like I said, I listened to the little album, and I like what I hear from him.
All right.
Surprise you with that. Surprise you with that.
Definitely.
Surprise you with that.
Definitely. So, yeah, that threw me for a loop. I ain't never. Hey man, shout out to Jaden. Listen, yep. I think I seen one video of his, and I think it went viral, but I didn't pay any attention to it. And unfortunately, with him being Will Smith's son and him being in entertainment and whatnot, and I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't even tune in. But I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in. Shout out to Jaden. But in one of my honorable mentions, I have Royce the 5'9" with the allegory. He's got a joint with
That's the one.
He got a joint, the New Africa joint with Sci-Hi, T.I., a couple other guys on there.
Detroit, man, that song is fire.
Yeah. The I Don't Age joint, that's a crazy flow on there. And my personal favorite on there is I Play Forever. I play forever, dog. Forever, dog. And that he produced a lot of that album too.
I think he might have produced all of it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So that's definitely one that I bumped. So Royce the 5'9" definitely gets an honorable mention.
I actually don't even have Royce on. I thought about actually I did think about putting Royce on here. Just lyrically, he's a monster. Like you said, he produces his own stuff. But I didn't put him on there. What I wanted to do is I wanted to surprise the mom with my list a little bit. But I wanted to give some of the new people that I probably wouldn't have listened to a little love on the show, because it's easy to just go and throw some people on that I listen to all the time. But I wanted to go back and listen to a couple people that I didn't listen to, just to get some of the young folks some love. In my honorable mention, though, not in my top
5. Royce, that album is in my honorable mentions though. So yeah. I'm
Okay.
2 for 2 right now, fellas.
Yeah, you killing them. You killing them. One of the ones I got in my my honorable mention, I didn't listen to a lot of it, but I want to throw it out there for y'all. Is G Herbo. G Herbo, new joint.
G Herbo.
G Herbo.
You got to get his name right if you gonna say
G Herbo. See, look, told you. One of my hold on, is it gonna kick me in? Put me in. One of my, like I said, my dude turned me on to him, told me to listen to him. I haven't listened to him a lot. But I wanted to get y'all take on him. Who is he? And how y'all feel about him? Huh?
I don't know him. I know him, but I don't know him. I've heard of him, and I'm not going to disrespect him, but
Gotcha.
I haven't subscribed to his music, so you have put me on to another one.
I am in the same boat, sir. I can't even say that, I know who he is. I can picture his face, but I can't tell you that I've listened to an entire project of his. Maybe some features here and there, but.
Gotcha. So my audience, man, if y'all listening, man, put your comments in, tell us a little bit about Jared Bobo. Like I said, real music head, trusted music head. He told me that Dom, you did listen to G Herbo. You should mention him in your honorable mentions. So that's what I'm doing today. Just wanted to get a little bit more on who he was and to see if one of y'all knew him. But since none of us know him like that, not saying we'll know about him, but we haven't listened to his music or project like that. That's one of the ones I'm gonna put in my catalog just to listen to. That way on our next show, I can say, yeah, that boy fire.
Well, give us another one of your honorable mentions.
All right, another one of my honorable mentions, Drake, Scorpion.
Wow, that's an honorable mention. Okay. I like
Drake,
that.
Scorpion.
I like that. That's an honorable mention.
I don't. Oh.
That's an honorable mention.
That must mean you got him in the top 5.
Bro, no, I don't have him on here.
Okay.
I don't.
I thought about him. Listen, he's whew, it's tough. It's tough.
I can have an entire podcast about that album, bro. Like
you don't got him? No. Good or bad?
It's I don't like to call an album good unless I like at least 60% of it.
Gotcha.
At least.
Gotcha.
That album for me was too long. I feel like he didn't know what really he wanted to do. I feel like he would have been better off doing an R&B joint, doing a hip hop joint, or taking 6 from each side and just making it a 12-track album. Then it could have been the shit. But there's too many times. There's too many times when my thumb is hitting that button to skip.
I'm with you.
And I'm just
5 Grammy nominations. Though.
And that's all I'm gonna say. This is my thing up with the Drake, because I feel like when he puts something out, when you put something out, like it's either hit or miss. Like either you on 2 spectrums. So I think I was torn between putting it on there, but to me it's like it's Drake. I mean, it's Drake. So
see, and I'm over that though. I can't do that no more. I can't let Drake get the pass.
And people know me. Like I don't like Drake. I'm not gonna say I don't like him, but I don't. He's like none of his albums are gonna be on my top 5. Like I said, but he honorable mention because again, it's Drake. Man, his body of work. He's gonna have a body of work. He's gonna have something that's gonna have your head bobbing. Like even this new album, like I do skip a lot of his stuff, but he got that one joint. Chuchi slide, and I'm like, yo, I knock it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then that draws you in, and then he got a couple more songs on the joint. Like, listen, if he has 2-3 songs on there, that's catchy, that gets you, like it's gonna be a hit for him because he's gonna go 5 times platinum, like like Taman said. He gonna get 5 Grammy nominations, and when just that alone, you know what I mean, I feel like if Drake is out there, he put an album out there, you have to mention it.
Drake is the singles guy to me, man. He's the radio guy, bro.
And I agree.
And
But
his tunes get you.
Yep.
I when I try to listen, like the last album that I've probably listened to of Drake all the way through, and it was probably Take Care. No, what was the joint after that?
The Views.
Because that's
Not even
classic,
the Views.
bro.
Not even the Views.
Oh, not Marvin.
No,
what's the joint where he's like all black? Or no, not even that one. The one where you got the little boy on the cover, like him as a little boy on the cover.
Tuscan Leather is on there.
Yeah, he got the joint. That's the joint with Jay in there.
That one,
yeah.
That one is probably the last one that I've probably listened to. Like
and that joint,
nothing was the same.
It really was all right. Nothing was the same. Maybe it's that. Either way, this joint though I tried, and the joints that pop on the radio, of course, is catchy, and I hear it all the time. So it's something I can bop to.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the stats is staggering. I mean, you got Grammy nominations, you got 5 times platinum. In this era, it's hard to go platinum, and he does it. You got the Nice for What with the Louisiana bop, God's Plan, that was catchy. The Emma Feeling, Shiggy made that pop.
You talking about you ain't talking about the Scorpion. You talking about the other joint, right?
No, Scorpion.
Like I said, yeah, Scorpion. Listen,
Shiggy popped it up.
Drake got joints that draw you in. Like you said, he has hits. Like you said, he has radio song that's gonna draw you in. So his radio song is what's gonna make him platinum because
how my man Keith said. My man Keith said, "Listen, man, if you ain't got a girl, you ain't listening to Drake.
Yeah,
you gotta listen.
If you ain't listening to Drake, you ain't got no girl.
yeah. That's
he made music for the ladies.
So I mean, when I think of the Nice for What, my wife bops to it, so I bop with it right with her. You know what I mean? So, in the key, do you love me? I wouldn't do it today, but
I would do it, but I'm in this prison cell.
It's in my honorable mentions as well.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said,
the stats are staggering though. When I look at it, like the Grammy
even Emotionless. Like you said, even Emotionless was hot.
Mob Ties.
Yeah, Mob Ties. Like he has joints that draw you in. But I could definitely understand what Anthony talking about, where he's saying, listen, it's Drake. He's not. That's your name alone is not going to do it for me. But I tell you this, somebody's name alone definitely automatically I'll be in your top. Going to be in your honorable mention on your top 10, and I'll wait till later on to do it.
Hold on. Listen, I might shock you with my 5, man.
Listen, I agree with Tim when he says, nothing was.
What happened?
You there? I think he was saying something. I can hear you, Anthony.
What happened?
What you say?
We can hear you.
I thought you were saying something.
Yeah, I thought you were saying something.
I was, and then I thought I was cut off. I thought
no.
So I stopped. My bad. No, but I was saying I agree with Tim because like nothing was the same for me. Was the last good thing Drake came out with. So Take Care is my favorite Drake album. So that set the bar, and I feel like he might have set the bar too high for himself. For me, now I'm not saying he doesn't do radio hits. Like he might be out there doing radio hits because that's all cool, but I don't listen to the radio. So you ain't gonna catch me with that shit. So Tootsie Slide is cute, but you ain't gonna catch me with it.
See, Tootsie Slide will make. Go ahead.
I know Drake is better than what he's doing. I feel like he knows he is a household name and he can put out something that's catchy and people are going to vibe with it. But he also knows that he has bars and can contend with the Kendricks and the Coles bar to bar.
So I don't know.
Has on the same songs. Like he has done that.
Without somebody writing it, I don't know about it.
And I don't disagree with you. I don't. But I think he's better than what he's putting out at this pop level.
See, Tootsie Slide is what drew me in to go listen to his album, right? Because I'm like, right foot up, left foot slide. I'm like, oh,
But
I
that's
gotta go listen to
new.
that
That's
Drake
new though.
album.
Is that on Scorpion? I thought that's new.
That's his new joint.
Yeah, it's new. It's new.
But is it on the Scorpion? The Scorpion.
No, it's not on the Scorpion.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying
Okay.
it's not on Scorpion. It's on his new album. But I'm saying that's what draws you in. He put that radio hit out there that draw you in. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gotta go cop that Drake, listen to that Drake. And then you're like, skip.
I don't
skip. That. And then he got another joint that hits you. You're like, oh, all right, that joint, all right. You know what I mean? And he come with the next joint, like, Drake, what are you talking about? Skip.
I don't like skipping 2 songs in a row on an album, bro. Like, I don't. I don't.
Hey,
it's
man,
trash.
Another one that I debated to put in my 5, but I didn't, is Pusha T's Daytona.
Got it.
Ooh, yes.
Honorable mention.
7 songs, bro. That's all you gave me.
I forgot about it.
That's all you gave me, bro. I got a Grammy nomination, but it's 7 songs. But you know what I mean? The infrared for Drake, of course.
I was gonna say the only reason to me the thing with the Daytona is lyrically he's nice. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said, that Drake thing is what is the Drake song is what got him in my honorable mention. That's what got him in the honorable mention, because he straight went bananas on Drake on that song. I said, hey man, I can't not put him in there.
But it's on the 7 joints though.
I'll put it like this: Drake is, I would say, when it comes to popularity, he is the MJ of our time, right? And for somebody to come out and say, yo, you have a kid, before he comes out and says he has a kid, is a problem.
Yes.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like he took
he barred him up.
It's like you said, he took a shot at the king, and he didn't miss. He didn't miss.
But he been taking shots at the whole Cash Money, Lil Wayne.
Tim, come on, you're talking about the past, bro.
That's where it came from. That's where
we're talking about him taking a shot at the king. Like it's like. Well, Drake is. Listen, I said on one of our other shows, Drake is this era's Jay. Anything he puts out goes platinum. Anything he puts out goes platinum. So for you to put one, like, just think about what you could have done to your career. You coming at Jay? I mean, you coming at Drake? You automatically gonna nearly alienate yourself from that fan base, because you got people who go hard for Drake. People who go hard. You don't listen to. I told y'all on the other show, bro. When Nas and Jay beef, you had to pick a side. You had to pick a side.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm not even a fan of hip hop no more.
I mean, in that aspect, I would pick Pusha T.
Right.
At the same time, though, when I'm thinking of when we're talking about the albums, like it was great, but it was 7 joints. Like the joint, you know what I mean? He started off with "If You Know, You Know." Yeah.
That's in your honorable mention, right? Because it only got 7 joints.
That's to me, that's what pissed me off. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, yo, you got some great work, but 7, and that's when I guess it was a trend to where, you know what I mean, 7 songs made it to where it's an album. So it's technically an album, but it's like, and that's another reason why, like, it's not to knock anybody else's list if they do have them, but even Benny the Butcher with the Plugs I Met, that was only 5 joints. So yeah, so like that's and I knocked all 5 joints. But yeah. So that's what I read on Pusha T's Daytona album.
Hold on. Speaking of one of the things we talk about,
the games we play, beat 2. Oh my God. Whoever produced that beat, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, because man, that made my face tear up. But go ahead, Don. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say,
put that on my list.
This was this is off topic, but I was saying when we were saying like who has Kanye produced or who does Kanye have, and I was thinking about under his belt Pusha T. Even though he didn't put Pusha T on, and Pusha T is actually the president of good music. Like he under that label.
Yeah.
He in that with Kanye. That just came to my head. So I don't know why, but we was talking about, I mean, people who Kanye have under his belt.
Well, give a couple more honorable mentions and then let's dip.
And I got a million honorable mentions,
oh,
man.
Hey, give us some, man.
Everyone go.
Yeah, honorable mentions might be one of my 5.
I got the baby. I got both. I actually got Baby on Baby album. His Baby on Baby album. Like
I said, me, the babies wasn't even gonna touch this list, bro.
Listen, before you said do it. This is what we was gonna do on Friday. The babies wasn't gonna be on my list at all, bro. At all. I mean, not even honorable mention or nothing. But like I said, talk to my guy. Listen to music. Just want to know what the young folk was listening to. He said the baby album is hot. I started researching it. I think Rolling Stones has that joint rap album of 2019. It has that joint as the number 4 rap album in 2019.
The Kirk joint?
The Baby on Baby joint. The Kirk joint. The Kirk joint, his other album was ranked number 6.
Kirk was fired though.
He had both his albums was ranked in the top 10 on Rolling Stones
top 10, yeah.
Rolling Stones, dog. So I was like, man, listen, he got 2 albums in this joint. Let me see what he about. And he all right.
Yo, yeah, I remember this album.
Which one?
I actually took a peek at this album.
Baby on Baby or the Kirk?
Yeah, I did Baby on Baby, because Baby on Baby and Kirk, they sound like they could actually be one big album because they all blend together. But because somebody told me about him recently, and I did take a peek, and I was like, yo, it not, you know what I mean? And it's not a mumble. You can definitely understand what he's saying. And then I went to Kirk, and Kirk got a bop to it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was like, am I listening to the same album?
Wasn't that part 2?
Yeah, that's what I felt like. So I gotta see growth. And the boy's hot. I ain't gonna knock you, but I gotta see growth when we talk about album.
I got my young, like my niece and nephews, man. They young, and I try to tune into a little bit of what they're listening to, and I think they listen to a lot of this new school stuff, and I feel like, in order to try to keep up with them and just to relate to them, you have to know a little bit of what they listen to. You know what I mean?
You're showing your age. You're showing your age.
Oh man, listen, I'm cool, man. Listen, they say, shoot, I got a daughter that's 12. So.
I get it. Listen, I got one that's right there too. So I definitely get it. But
no, I agree with you with the baby thing. My only thing with him is like Tim was saying, like, is this the same album?
Right.
Like the shit, a lot of it sounds the same, right? So I correlate to him like how I think about Rest in Peace Pop Smoke. Like a lot of his shit sounds the same to me, but a lot of people in the younger age like really fuck with that music.
Right.
And Pop's new album, it was actually all right. Like they actually showed a lot of different vibes that he has or could have brought to the table, but I mean, he was taken too young. So I mean, rest in peace, Pop. But yeah, the baby, I forgot to put him on my honorables, but he does have some bops.
The baby.
You gotta cut.
Yeah, write it down. Write it down, Tim.
No, I know about the baby.
Yeah, I'll run you off the rest of mine. I got Schoolboy Q, Crash Talk.
Nope.
I have Rhapsody's Eve.
Listen. I thought you was gonna mention it. Tomorrow.
Ooh.
No, forgot it.
No. Keep going.
He said, "Oh,
she's on my list.
He got something there.
She's on my list.
I got D Smoke's Englewood High.
Ooh.
I got Jadena's 85 to Africa.
Yeah, my wife will love that.
I can say my wife loved that.
And then
this little light skin.
This one would probably
this
one probably would have been in my top 5. but there's just too many hands in the pot, and that's Revenge of the Dreamers 3.
Yeah, that's in my honorable mentions as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't do well with collaborating albums. So,
Yeah,
but
that was my
no,
issue.
it was great work. Trust me, I love what J. Cole and the gang is doing, man. And
Yeah.
it's definitely got a great vibe. I just it's something that I definitely bump, but at the same time, it's definitely up there. And what's unfortunate is that I don't even have J. Cole on my list, the
Talk
KOD
about
album. And I like the album, but I didn't have it on my list. I'm waiting
listen,
for more. I'm waiting for more.
listen. So we running down. Listen, I got a couple joints out. Juice World, Legends Never Die.
Another one I gotta write down.
I got Roddy Rich.
Oh,
Oh, I'm pulling that joint up. I'm looking at my notes right now, trying to remember the album.
why you looking? I can tell you about it because that
You
piqued
got
my
him on there?
interest. He's on my honorables.
Yep, got Roddy Rich.
Cause
Please excuse me for being
yep.
antisocial.
I'ma get lazy. Got Cash App.
I got Ride Wave.
Okay. Another
Take
one
my
I gotta write
album.
down. Another one I gotta write down.
Ghetto Gospel.
Who's that?
Ride Wave.
Okay.
I got Little Baby. Little Baby.
Little baby.
Street Gossip.
Shout out to Wing because he put us on the Little Baby.
Mm-hmm. And I got, let me look at my list. So I didn't know if I wanted to put this joint on there because I don't really bang with him like that. But my brother, he's one of my brother's favorite rappers, and he was telling me you should have him on the list. He said he got one of the hottest albums out. And that is Future.
Okay.
High Off Life?
High Off Life.
Okay.
Really?
We said, man. So I told him I throw it on there.
He said I told him I throw him the shout out.
Told him I throw it on there. Said Future got one of the hottest albums out on there. I said, listen, I don't even like Future like that. Future to me,
I don't either.
Future is somebody who, and again, shout out to Future. You do your thing. That's your persona. But Future tell people to get high off all this extra stuff. You know what I mean? And he doesn't.
Not just life.
Right, and he does, and just watching the interview, listening to the interview, he said he only partake in it. He don't do it. He don't.
Neither did 50. 50 said he don't drink and he promote liquor. So it's just a business.
I mean,
business
I think that's
decision.
different. Yeah, I mean, you drink, okay, not get drunk. You social drink, okay. Future out here talking about pop mollies, drink lean, do all this stuff. Like he out here,
Danny's.
he out here telling you to take these life altering drugs, and he don't do them. So I was just like, yeah, I mean, that kind of turned me off to him because I'm like, you fooling the people. Yeah, I mean, you fooling the people and to sell records. So, and I know a lot of people probably do it. Yeah, I mean, but to me, that's a huge one. Yeah, I mean, that's something that's very relevant. Drugs is very relevant to all these youth out here. Yeah, I mean, and they're looking up to Future. And he said Future said do it, so I'm gonna go do it. But he's not even doing it himself. So he messing up other people's life to get $1. And he not partaking in it.
Yeah, that's unfortunately how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, crazy.
So did somebody mention Astro World?
So hold on. I did not mention Astro World, but in my honorable mention, I do got KOD, J. Cole.
Okay. Astro World is in my honorable mentions.
Oh.
I like Sicko Mode. I like the joint with Cudi. The stats is there with it being triple platinum and Grammy nominated for best rap album and all that. But Not my cup of tea. Stats are staggering, but I don't think that it still competes with. Well, maybe it may in some people's eyes, especially my number 5. But I got Griselda WWCD. It's one of my personal favorites. Cruiserweight Coke, City on the Map with G Unit, not G Unit, 50 Cent. They got a G Unit feel though. Dr. Birds is my favorite. That beat is dumb hard, man. And I got Roddy Rich in my honorable mentions. I also mentioned Benny the Butcher, the plugs I met. So as you can see, I'm a Griselda fan. Revenge of the Dreamers 3, Dreamville. And that would be, yeah, and I already said Drake. So yep. Let's get into the 5s.
Get into the 5s. I'm gonna tell you, my 5 was tough. Just ordering a little bit. But I do have Astro World as my 5.
Okay, so that's why you said that.
Astro World, like you said, it's just I look at it like Drake John. I look at it like Drake. He had the one joint, caught you.
He drew you in.
Drew you in. And I was like, I like it. You know what I mean? I bang it a lot. So I was like, man, I'm gonna throw Astro World in there as 5. But yeah, that's why he's 5, because I don't like the whole body of work. But he had a couple catchy hits on there, couple catchy tracks on there that drew me in. So I was like, I'm gonna throw Astro World in my top 5.
Knocking it off. Like I said, I like the couple joints that he got, and there's a lot of joints on there that I don't really like.
Listen, I did the list because by songs that I go to, you know what I mean? So Astro World was one of those it was one of those joints that I went to.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like Sicko Mode and Sicko Mode was one of those songs I was like, you know what, I need something to listen to. I'm gonna throw that Sicko Mode on, you know what I mean? So that's why I actually put Astro World in my top 5, because it was one of those songs that drew me in that I listen to all the time.
So Anthony, what's your number 5 there, good brother?
I feel like it did Astro World a disservice.
I can say, listen, I was gonna say he's sitting there looking like, man, this nigga name Astro World. I'm appalled. He looked like he had a
he looked
like he had an out of body experience when I mentioned Astro World.
Yo, because my thing is, I feel like Astro World really was like, I think it did kind of transcend in a way. Like I feel like it should have been on my list, and I just didn't even think of it. Like I almost feel like I've been listening to it for so long. It was like 2017, so I didn't even go looking for it. Like that's where I was with. So Astro World, if I could go back, I would put it in the honorable mention right now. You know what I mean? So I will give hands down. Yeah, Astro World deserves all the credibility. Definitely.
I feel like I did it. I'm good with putting him in my top 5 then.
Yeah, for sure. So you want me to give you my 5?
Yeah.
Just go with your go with your number 5.
Your number 5.
So my number 5 spot. My bad, y'all breaking up a little bit.
Are you all good?
You good?
So my number 5 is going to be Stormzy, Heavy is the Head.
Okay.
There's another one. Stormzy.
I said, put it in my joint right now.
All right, so help me understand who Stormzy is.
He got a joint with
a British rapper. Okay. Oh no, he done froze up.
So he was going to mention Stormzy to us, y'all. I'm looking at his joint right now. He said Heavy is the Head, right?
Heavy is the Head, Stormzy. Yeah, it looked like I dropped out.
Yeah, it looked like he froze up.
Yeah, Stormzy, he is a UK artist, hip hop dude. So I now I feel like anybody I mention his name, like if I mention his name, nobody really knows who he is. I feel like y'all might appreciate him, especially considering he was in the studio with Jay and couldn't make a song happen with Jay. So he had to scrap the song with Jay. But you know, I mean, he had enough credibility to get in the room with Jay. So
yeah, I'm gonna put him on the list. Like I said, I'm gonna put him on the list. And one of the things that I love, like I said, about doing the show, especially having guests on here, is they bring a different perspective, and they open up our eyes to new music and different talent that's out there. Like you said, but I know I said we're not gonna mention this guy on the show, so I'm still not gonna mention him. But when when Neil was on the show, yeah, I mean, he talked to us about the one boy, I mean, that we're not gonna mention today because he probably gonna kill our viewers. But Canadian rapper, 5'3" guy. But when you go back and listen to him, I mean, I didn't know he had a couple albums. I mean, so he put me onto a little bit with him. You know what I mean? And then
wait a minute. Why can't we talk about Tory Lanez, bro?
Man, he out here abusing women, man. Listen, I got a whole. He shot Meg Thee Stallion, man. He shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot.
That is hearsay. Like. That's hearsay.
Allegedly.
Listen, I read the whole article, man. Listen.
Yeah, yeah. It looks messy. It definitely looks messy, bro.
I read the whole joint, but you know.
What's wrong with that man being You know what? No.
Ain't nothing wrong with him being 5'3", man. But listen, I got a. What probably happened is, Meg Thee Stallion like 5'10", so Meg Thee Stallion probably was yoking him up and hemming him up. Yeah,
All right, so Stormzy. Let's the Stormzy. So I see he got a joint with her called 1 Second. So I definitely want to anything with her. I like her.
Yeah,
her is dope. Her. Yes.
Her, yeah.
Let me know if y'all have an R&B episode. Yeah, bring me back.
That boy.
Listen, because her is definitely one of my favorites.
No, he's dope though. He has a lot of shit you would relate to from the U.S. sound. He has some R&B tracks on there. He even has some gospel shit on there that like you would vibe with. So I would say check out his album for sure.
Definitely go do it. Definitely added him to my playlist. So I'm gonna listen to him. Give him a listen. Like I said, that's why I like these shows, because we get introduced to new artists and new music. So like last time Tamon put me on the Rhapsody. I didn't know she was that old. But like you said, Tamon said she got bars. She got bars. I mean, so definitely put her on my playlist. So I like doing these shows because I love music. I think music is what kind of drives people. You know what I mean? When you're going through something, music can either uplift you or bring you down. And it tells stories. So that's why I like music when we do these shows, because it puts us onto different music that can help you. In any area of life that you're in.
So for my 5, I pulled a Neil. And shout out to G-Town Lean with his new single that he came out with today, From Nothing. So shout out to him. You know what I mean? Got the Google playlist, the Apple playlist buzzing. But I did a 5A and a 5B. And reason behind that is because I could not keep this off my list.
Is one of them a collab album?
A collab album? No,
yeah.
It isn't.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's not. That would be Rhapsody Eve and Meek Mill Championship.
Yes, my boy made the cut.
barely. He got a 5B spot. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, listen. Well, you're gonna hear it a lot later then.
Listen, as y'all know, if you don't know, I'm definitely a Rhapsody fan. I'm a Rhapsody fan, one, because now this is from what my mother says. I have not personally met her, but this is what from my family has told me that, and from the government name and whatnot, we are related to Mrs. Lana Moore, aka MC Light. So I've always had a liking to female rappers especially when I heard that news. And female rappers that got bars. And she has bars. And this album um, personifies it. It shows it. She's giving tribute to all the Black women that are meaningful to the culture. Each one of the names. I mean, you can go down the list with let's see what we got here. Rhapsody, the Feeny joint that she got with PJ Morton, and she just did a remix as well. The joint, my personal favorite is Nina. Uh, Whoever produced that, I love you. I love you. And using that sample and everything. The Sojourner joint with J. Cole. She definitely held her own with J. Cole, and we always, for some reason, well, I ain't gonna say for some reason because I'm not gonna knock him, but J. Cole is one of the top up there, and she held her own. And the joint that she got Aaliyah, the joint Oprah with the girl Leak AK-47 or something that don't show her face. I mean, I like the joint. So and from looking at it, it was critically acclaimed. It didn't get too much love, but at the same time, the people that love hip hop love that album. So I put that at 5B or 5A, I should say. 5B, Meek Mill Championships, Grammy nominated. The joint with Fabulous, the Uptown Vibes joint. That joint knocked. My personal favorite is the What's Free. Even though Rick Ross's verse doesn't go with the theme of the song, it nonetheless Jay and Meek did their thing on it. The trauma joint with the Mobb Deep sample, the Respect the Game with the Jay sample, and then they got the pop joint with Drake, the Going Bad joint. So I couldn't leave out that album. It was that album, and I wanted to show my man Dom some love. So
Good,
Meek
good, good,
is 5B.
good. Hey, I love it. I love it. I'm going to elaborate on that album a little later on in the show. But I do have a 1A or 4A, 4B,
Okay.
like my man to mine. And my
What is
first one.
happening? I feel like if I knew these rules, if I knew to bring 10 albums, I would have brought 10.
I wanted to show Meek some love. Meek would make Meek.
Snap.
Meek barely, he was on 6, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bump him up and mention him. So
I literally just added it because I was like, man, I can't leave this album off because I listen to it all the time right now. And it's Wale. It's Wale. Wow, that's crazy album. I knock it. You know what I mean? And something Anthony said is, I'm gonna listen to albums that I don't skip. Yeah, you know I mean, right now, I listen to that Wale album. I listen to straight through, and I don't skip. I probably skip one song.
Oh, don't put you on the Wale?
Maybe, yeah, you put me. But listen, Wale my guy. Yeah, you know what I mean, but that's your dude. You know what I mean. So I have been rocking with Wale for a minute. But listen to his latest album, man. Just empowering people, empowering the Black community. Starting off with Catch Me, Sue Me. You know what I mean? That John, it draw you in. You know what I mean? Especially in the climate and in the times that we living in, for him to say, you know what I mean, listen, I'm rocking with my people. You know what I mean? I don't care what you say, I don't care how you feel. These my people. I'm rocking with them. Sue me. That John got me. Then BGM, y'all know, you know what I mean? Shouting out and bigging up to all my Black people, my Black women. He drew me in there with that. And I think he got a verse in the album, man, where he's just talking about like who he I'm talking about where he is, you know what I mean, as far as is he going to is he said people ask me is my sixth album my last one, you feel me? Like just going in about his life, you feel me, and how he processing things. So I like Wale's album. Wow, that's crazy. Even we got the joint with my man Jeremiah on Chill. Yeah, I mean, he got something for the ladies. Yeah, I mean, then he got the joint with Meek and Rick Ross on there. So he got a bunch of joints on there. If you whichever way you go, routine. So I love the album.
You gonna make me go back and listen all them features and shit. Like you gonna make me go back and listen to that one. I feel like because I feel like I remember hearing it, but maybe I wasn't listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I said, when you listen to it, man, I'm like, okay. Then you go to the next joint, like, oh, like he got a bunch of joints on there that, like I said, whatever you feeling, you want something for the ladies. You know what I mean, like I say, he got the on chill joint. He got something that's want to get you hype. You know what I mean, he got the routine joint with Meek and them. He got, I mean, like something that wants you to empower. I mean, that empower you as a black man. He got Sue Me. You know what I mean, and something that, you know what I mean, that want to empower you as a black woman. You know what I mean, he got BGM. You know what I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, Black Girl Magic. He got Jones that's gonna speak to every. He gonna Jones that's gonna speak to every area of your soul if you black. Yeah, I mean, so I just bang with it, man. And then my number four, probably gonna get clown for this one a little bit, but I listened to this album. I don't think that I can skip. I didn't think I could skip any song on it when it first came out, and even now, Invasion of Privacy.
You're not gonna get clowned at all, brother.
Cardi B.
You're not gonna get clowned at all, brother.
Like I know a lot of people like, man, you listen to female rappers. How can you relate? Whatever. I'm like, yo, she a hustler. Yeah, you know I mean, and she let her real, you know I mean, speak through her music. Yeah, you know I mean, and I like the production. Yeah, you know I mean, everything she put out on that album, and I think everything she put out.
Oh man.
You don't listen to Invasion of Privacy?
No. That's not what I'm saying because I was thinking of everything on there. I pulled up the track list and I was like, yeah, like that was it.
Everything she put out on that album was like, okay, dang.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
yeah, all of it was bad.
Cardi killed that joint.
I wanna touch back on what you were saying. I've mentioned Wale a lot of times, so I thought that people would think that I would have that album in my list, right? So I didn't even say it in my honorable mentions, but it is in my honorable mention. It's not in my top 5. At the same time, however, I can say it is definitely top 5 in the playlist when we are riding with the family. Reason being, I have 2 daughters and a son, so my daughters are very they like all that he brings to the table, all the radio hits and the Black Girl Magic and everything that he's saying, and my wife can like it too. So, and I personally, he's to me, as far as bars is concerned and putting things together and whatnot, he does great with that pen. And his pop game is on point too. People don't give him credit for his pop game because he got hits. he does have hits.
People don't give him credit.
Catalog.
Listen, but, I got the air joint on joint. So when y'all mention the joint, I try to go listen to a song. Man, I got that on chill in my ear right now, Wale. He got
he's
Wale is definitely, I feel like, if we think about today, he's probably top 5 when it comes to bars. I think Wale gets in his own way, though. That's my only thing. Like he could be as big as Drake, but he gets in his own way.
Ooh, I don't think so.
I like that.
He when I think of Wale, I think of Big Sean at the same time. Like Big Sean has bars. He does. Like, but people downplay him, don't give him enough credit and all that. But Big Sean knows his lane. Yeah. Wale tries too hard. And that's where I feel like he loses a lot of the fan base and the credibility, because he definitely has the songs and he definitely has the bars to back up his skill set.
I think the one thing with Wale is that because he came in the same time as Drake and Cole, he feels as though that lyrically he should be on their level. He should be mentioned at least.
He's the Lupe Fiasco of today.
Whew. That's a nice one. That's a nice analogy. That's a nice analogy. People don't give Lupe enough credit at all.
Exactly.
And I mean, when I look at his pen game, like from his start on, he was one of my personal favorites just because of his pen game. And then the radio caught on and whatnot. But this pen game has always been is it Varsity Blues mixtape?
Wale?
Not Varsity Blues mixtape. Is it Varsity Blues mixtape or 111 Theory mixtape? with the Barry Sanders joint, varsity. Yo, he's his pen game is crazy, man.
Wale.
Yeah, man.
This is what I was going to ask because y'all talk about that, and when y'all said because I mentioned Wale being up there. I think I mentioned him as the Steph Curry of the game right now, and y'all killed me when I said it. Yeah, I mean, but anyway.
I was gonna say Steph Curry, man.
Can we name a terrible album Wale put out?
Okay,
terrible.
Wale is like the Dame the Dame Lillard.
The Dame Lillard.
in the
I got you. I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
He's like the Dame Lillard of the NBA.
Underappreciated.
Yeah. Yep. And
he
loyal to his city, loyal to DC. He said, "Come on late night." Yeah, he's loyal to the DC and the Nigerian in him. He's loyal to that, just like Dame is loyal to Portland. And he'll give you a 51 night. He can give you a closer. He can give you some hits. So, yep, Dame.
I'm looking at this albums. I'm like, yo, I don't know if Wale got one. I know he got at least 2-3 hits on every single album. I mean, it's gonna draw you in, but I don't know if he got one.
Not all of them. There's a couple. Well, nonetheless.
You think he got a bad album?
No, I wouldn't say a bad album. I didn't like the album About Nothing.
I know you was gonna say that. That's my album.
It's okay.
Listen,
I like it because it was a Wale album, but
you didn't like it. Listen,
I did like it. I just didn't. Okay, and not compare Wale to Jay. Please, we're not comparing. But I'm just saying, out of the 6 albums that he has, I will put that at 4.
It's the last.
Maybe
okay.
5th.
You said 4th or 5th. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can get with that. But even that album, I'm looking at like Matrimony. I'm telling you, that whole summer, I think I banged Matrimony every time I got in the car. Every time I got in the car, I listened to Matrimony.
Well, was you about to get married during that time? That might have been why.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He said it was a special place in your heart.
Oh, that was 2015. Yeah, I wasn't about to get married. I just started dating Cool.
Okay. But it got into your mind. Never mind.
I wasn't. Yeah. Like.
But no, I'm not knocking. Like. Yeah. I would put that one at 4th or 5th.
I can see that. Because even like The Gifted, Ambition, Ambition is what got me. But Ambition is what drew me into Wale.
Yeah.
That didn't come on. Whew.
So let me get to my number 4, so you don't get teased. My number 4 is Paradise Fontaine.
Okay,
AKA AKA Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
that threw me for a loop, Tim.
Partisan Fontaine wrote on 12 of the 13 tracks. So the guy was backing it up. That's Cardi's ghostwriter.
Listen, shout out to Partisan Cut.
I'm gonna shout out him. Shout out the Partisan Party, Fontaine, Jordan, Kyle, Laner, Thorpe. Call that man whole government out. But shout out to him from Newburgh, New York.
He writing her new stuff too?
You said.
I said they write her new stuff too, because she killing that joint too.
I'm saying for this album stats is incredible.
Drip.
His stats is too hard. The longest charting debut album by a female rapper. It won best rap album as a Grammy. I like it like that. Bodak Yellow. Look. I was just testing out. My wife was sitting behind me, right? And I was just testing it out. I said, came through dripping. She said, drip, drip. Oh, I forgot about that song. It came to her so naturally. I just said, came through dripping. She said, drip, drip. Oh, I forgot all about that song. I said, see how it's in the back of your subconscious, man. So she done got it. So yeah, I put her at 4.
Yeah, Cardi B, man. That, like you said.
That's mainly because of the stats. But shout out to Partisan Fontaine, You did your thing on that. I want to give you credit, good brother. Just like Quentin Miller should get his credit if he
Drake.
co-wrote any of Drake's Scorpion or whatever the case may be. When I look at the writer credits and I see you in 12 of the 13 joints, bro,
Mm.
and it's already known that you were her ghostwriter. She was like, "Ain't no lying." You know what I mean? This is who it is, and I see what the album
If
has
you
done.
ghostwriting hits.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we it's still allegedly with the one guy and Nicki Minaj. What's the one guy that's on Love and Hip Hop, man?
Oh,
What's her ex
Safari.
fiance name?
Safari.
Yeah, Safari. So if he wrote some of her, shout out to him. You know what I mean? But that wasn't that time. But
Hey, listen, they still got go out there performing, man. Put it together. So
I like writers.
I'm with you.
I
I
like
do.
pen game, so
I
I
definitely
wanted to
like Pin Game.
definitely
I
shout
definitely
out
like
to him.
Ryder. But hey, listen,
So
Cardi killed that thing.
so while we're here, how do you think we're getting to a point where writers are more important than the rappers?
No, because and I think we talked about it a little bit on another show. Because I think writers they specialize in that, right? They can't. They're writers for a reason. They're writers because they can't perform. They don't perform. You know what I mean? They don't go out there and put out, I mean, hits that, or they can't perform with the words that they're saying. So they need somebody else to go out there and live or perform what they're actually writing. So I don't think writers are more important than the rappers. I think the rappers are the ones that actually go out there and produce. It's like a coach, right? A coach lines up the plays, tells you what to do, but the it's up to the players to go out there and execute. And I think that the players are. I'm not gonna say more. I think players are more important to the game than coaches are, because it's the players that actually perform.
Okay.
I'm
So do
going
you
to
think?
have ho.
Oh yeah,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
have to completely disagree.
Oh,
And he
okay.
said,
Let me step
"Ooh,
back. Let
no,
me step back.
no. The reason why is because I tried to be a rapper once, and my uncle has definitely been is one to me as a great rapper. So when I've been a student of hip hop, in my opinion, and one thing that I appreciate is someone's pen game, and that is the big word authenticity of hip hop. Is you are bringing your art to the table and you're writing it. As far
Mhm.
as performing it is concerned, we all know as far as Cardi B, she got her fame off of Love and Hip Hop, right? And she wanted to be a star. So she already had the lane, the pop, the everything. So she needed a writer. You know what I mean? And not saying that she doesn't have bars, but to get to the level that she's gotten to now, she needed a writer. Not going to knock her at all. And she gives credit to her ghostwriters and not knocking that at all. But when you have somebody in an instance of Drake to where you don't know until you know, and we're talking about your pen game, like if you're that, say you're that. You know what I mean? Like because if a writer's doing a thing, cool. There's some writers that don't belong, that don't have the it factor. And I get the whole coaching factor. I get that. But when you can do both,
So
and that's what you bring to the table, that's your pen game and your pen my opinion, man, pen game matches it's the point of being the rapper.
I do want to chime in with off of what you just said, right? So I was answering Anthony's question, but I was going to chime in on what you said. I think if the great ones can do both, but I don't think, like, if you're just a rapper, I mean, if you're just a writer, you won't you're not going to get the credit that you deserve, because that's what you just write, right? Like, even when we talk about
But we never
one of the
had
things.
a problem with ghostwriters in rap. Like
So you
that
have a
happens with songwriters. Like it's just recently now to where like we all okay, Diddy, we get it. Diddy even said it. I don't write rhymes, I write checks. He understood his lane. But when we're talking about actual rappers, like there should be no talk about a ghostwriter at all.
Mm.
I think I kind of understand it. In rapping, I definitely understand you should be able to write your own lyrics. But I also still believe, um, like I was watching the Jay video the other day. He was saying like, I'm in the interview. He was saying the dude was asking me. He said, somebody told me you have the best flow in the game ever seen. Yeah, I mean, he was like, I don't understand what flow means. And then Jay started breaking it down what flow is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can know how to flow and put words together. Yeah, I mean, and ride a beat, but you may not know how to necessarily write a song. Right. So I think that the flow and the way that you put that thing together to me is more important than not. And I can't say it's more important. I hate that. I hate saying that one is more important than the other. But just answering the question, I think that if I had to put a pie on which one is more important, I think that if you know how to ride a beat, you know what I mean, and make something catchy, I think that's gonna draw people in more than like, because I think there's a lot of people I think there's a lot of rappers that's lyrical. You know what I mean? That can, yeah, I mean, go out there and like we talk about M. M is super lyrical. He's real lyrical, but he doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? He doesn't draw me in. So to answer your question, I think if you know how to ride a beat and something that's going to speak to somebody, I think that's more important than your pin game.
I feel like I'm happy you said speak to someone at the end of that, because I feel like riding the beat is where we're at with the like the mumble rappers today.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like they are great at riding beats. Like these songs sound like they knock, but not saying. And like ghostwriting to the greats in the 90s and everything, it was like writing your own raps were it. Like if you somebody found out you wrote, somebody else wrote your shit, like there was no career for you. Right. So I feel like that's kind of gotten lost in the whole thing. But I feel like yes, like you said, there are writers and people who can perform better than the writers, but it is like I feel like it's just a rap thing.
Right. And
you go to any other, you go to any other genre, like they got writers out the wazoo. Like,
and I agree with you, but I think like we talked about and we touched on it on one of our other shows. Like, what does it matter? Like, there's coaching in all aspects in all areas. I think the only area where I would frown upon of having a ghostwriter is in battle rap. Like somebody, like that's a personal beef that I got with you, right? So if somebody else is writing my battle rap, yeah, I mean, then I feel like okay, then now we got an issue, you know what I mean? But like even with rapping is still an art, and it's still like you have to go out there and know how to put the words together. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna just say one thing, and then we can move on to number 3. I definitely understand the flow, and I definitely understand the it factors and whatnot, making songs. Everybody has their lane though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And everybody's lane is appreciated. So just for instance, we had a show and we was talking about one of the Wayne's top 5s, Joe Budden. Joe Budden has bars. But at the same time, he's not respected because he doesn't have the beats. He may not flow the way that Jay will flow or something like that. Or even like a Slaughterhouse. They're more bars, but nobody really thinks of a Joel Ortiz or a Crooked Eye or anybody like those. And it everybody has their lane. But when you're an actual rapper, and it goes back to the essence of why you actually picked up a pen and started writing down rhymes, people respect when you write your own rhymes. If you want to be a performer, that's your lane. Don't play both lanes. That's one of the things I'm just saying.
Got you. Definitely understand that. Definitely agree with that. Like you said, one of the things you said, and like you said, we move on. It's just the essence of the art of writing, the art of putting these words together, and articulating what you're trying to say through the art of writing rap. So I definitely understand that. But like I said, moving forward, my number 3, you know, my man was gonna make the list.
Meek.
And no, it's not Meek.
It's not? Well,
but it's
okay.
Jay, Electra, and Jay-Z album.
Ooh.
You know he's gonna make the list, man. Jay, Electra, Jay-Z. I like, you know how I feel about Jay, man. everything the boy touches gold, man. Like, and even at his old age, like I appreciate him more now because it's like he's giving you wisdom, right?
Wait a minute.
He's spitting wisdom to you.
Yeah. Right, good. Speak your piece. Speak your piece. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I know you were gonna say something, man. But
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you mean?
A written testimony, man. Like you said, got 10. I got 10 tracks on it. But when you put two of, you know what I mean, two of the people who've been in the game for a minute, man, and like just the wisdom that they have coming up all through the game, and you see the change, the shift from when they were younger to now that they're actually spitting wisdom to you and makes you actually want to think and informing you. That's why I put the album on there. It's just a collab album. They got a couple features on there, but man, everything they speak, man, I feel like people should actually have a pen and a pad out. Yeah, I mean, just to take these notes down when they talking. So the a written testimony is my number 3.
Can't argue with it.
I'm not gonna argue with it at all.
I heard a lot of people on the fence about that album though. I enjoyed it, but there was a lot of people on the fence about it.
I think because it's older, it's an older person spitting wisdom to people. Yeah, I mean, it's not
for sure.
Like
Definitely.
even with 444, like a lot of people was on the fence with 444, but when I go back and I listen to it, I'm like, man. And I said it on our last show, I said, is that Jay's best album? Yeah, I mean, like, is it his best album?
Is what? It's who?
It's 444. Remember, I asked you. It's 444.
Okay. I thought you were talking about this
one. No, I know this ain't Jay's best album.
Now, I'm not knocking you at all because this is one of my favorites. Yeah, I didn't put it in my honorable mentions and I didn't put it in my top 5.
So that doesn't say, you're not telling me that's one of your favorites.
No, it's one of my personal favorites. It's just that when I think of 10 years ago,
you wanted this album.
I wanted this album, right? 10 years ago. And then not only that, the 10 years ago that you teased me with this album, you have a song on the album that's 10 years old. And not only that, you have the same exact verses as the song that I heard 10 years ago. Don't do that to me. You robbed me of those 3.5 minutes.
He giving it to you now.
No, you only give me 39 minutes, and then you robbed me of that 3 minutes that I've already heard before. So I'm a little pissed off.
Like I said, he's saying it because he hurt. That's why.
Yeah, I'm
let that hurt go.
I'm hurt because you and this is gonna be tough to say. You shared the spotlight with Jay, bro. Why do that? You could stand on your own, Jay-Elect. You could stand on your own, good brother. I was waiting for you and just you with some features, not a joint album with Jay. I'm not disappointed at it at all. Because like I said, it's one of my personal favorites. I knock it on the regular. One of my personal favorites would be, let me see, The Ghost of Soldier Slim, and Fruits of the Spirit, Ezekiel Will, Shiny Suit Theory as the 10-year-old joint.
So you just named the whole album.
You came ready for this, man.
No, I told you it's one of my personal favorites. I'm just pissed off at the fact that 10 years in the making, you give me 39 minutes, kind of like almost Pusha T.
Mm-hmm.
You only give me 10 tracks, 39 minutes, and then one of the songs is 10 years old. And not only that, you're sharing a joint with Jay. And not knocking Jay at all, like I said, because I love the album. I'm just pissed off at the fact that, Jay-Elect, I've been waiting on you, bro, for a very long time. And I wanted you to shine on your own. And to share it with Jay, your debut album, I get it. Shout out to you, brother, but I wanted to hear you and a few features, but mainly you and your bars, good brother. So that's my plight on one of my favorite albums.
Speak your piece. For real.
Yeah, but that's my plight. Go ahead.
Do
I go with my number 3?
Number 3, yeah, number 3.
Yeah, okay. My number 3. Oh, my number 3.
Either one, don't matter which one y'all go.
My number 3 is J-Rock, Redemption.
Ooh.
And it's crazy.
So,
Go ahead.
No. Say what you about to say.
It's crazy because, like you said, I said, man, we could legit put 1 million albums on this list. And J Rock, I left J Rock off. You know what I mean? But I could legit put J Rock in my honorable mention. You could legit put J Rock in your top 5. But somebody had to. Yeah, I mean, not make the list. So
get the cut. Yeah, somebody had to get the cut.
So the King's Dead joint from the Black Panther soundtrack helped them, in my opinion, as far as making it a great album. It was like the cherry on top. But Out of Sight, Out of Mind is one of my personal favorites with J. Cole. The King is I already said King is Dead. It was best rap album or best rap song, best rap performance. And he got the crossover hit with Win. You know that's played in different stadiums and everywhere. That's gonna be played forever. So he's got one of those legacy songs, kind of like a Whoop There It Is, or a Pump It Up by Joe Button. I think Win will be around for a very long time in stadiums. And the joint that he got, Redemption, is another personal favorite of with SZA. So yeah, I mean, Top Dog did it again, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. I'll talk about that in a little bit, I guess. All right, let me look at my list. I didn't give y'all my number 4. Let me give you that real quick. That was Gold Link. Gold Link. Y'all familiar with him? Gold Link.
Gold Link.
Nope. Write him down though.
Hold on.
Gold Link. His song or his album Diaspora. I think he's from Baltimore. He comes out with summer hits for me. Like he drops an album on summertime, and if it's not summertime, I'm introduced to him in the summertime. His last joint, At All Costs, in 2017 was fire. He dropped Diaspora in 2019. I mean, if you're looking for like,
you got some party joints, because that's how I feel like all Baltimore people do. They give you party hits.
He from DC. Okay. I know this dude.
He has Tyler the Creator on his album. Bro, but he DC, okay.
So he really got party hits on here, because everybody from DC give you party hits.
He if you haven't heard that album, that's one you should go listen to tomorrow. Like when you wake up AM, I don't know if y'all go on runs and work out, but that's the one.
Definitely work out, but you said his name Goldfinger?
Gold Goldfinger.
Link. Gold
Link. Okay. So
Gold Link. Okay, gotcha.
This is where I remember him from. The joint that he got with Shy Glizzy called Crew.
He has a Shy Glizzy song. Crew, yup. That thing
Money all around
popping.
Me. Yo, that joint is a regular on my playlist, bro.
It's a bop.
Okay, so that's who that is.
So if you haven't heard that album that Crew is on, go listen to that.
Okay.
He brought Maya out the club. He brought Jasmine Sullivan back. Like, yes.
Okay, he from DC. Shout out to DMV area. I like my Baltimore DC people.
I told you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they're well slept on.
You said was At All Costs?
At All Costs is 2017.
Okay.
Diaspora is 2019.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, bro, that's 2017, bro.
So who do you have at 3?
3, I have Don Toliver. His album Heaven or Hell.
Oh,
he's a dude. Okay. He's a dude. He was on, I don't know if you heard the Jack Boys album with Pop Smoke, Travis Scott. But he was on there, and then he just dropped his own album this year, his debut album. This thing from top to bottom. Like if you like Travis Scott vibes, you should listen to this guy. He'll put you in all types of moods, man. It's dope. Yeah, I tried. The thing is, my top 5. I tried to bring different stuff.
Yes, I'm with you. I love it.
I tried to bring something different for you.
Oh, well, then I'm biased for mine.
I'm biased for my top 2. So
My top two. All right. Y'all can start with
I'm
two, I
definitely.
guess.
So my number two is Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap. I feel like I banged that thing top to bottom.
I already know what number one is.
You already know. I told you, bias.
Oh yeah, okay. Dad, you real biased, for real. But go ahead.
You already know. Listen, you know I do it, John. If it ain't, you know, it's gonna be either one or two. If it ain't Jay on there, you know who number one is.
Meek, okay, that's how it's gonna go. That's all right. So now I know how to study it. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
But even with Victory Lap, man, Victory Lap, I feel like I can listen to that album from top to bottom. He gonna give you real, he raw. He gonna give you some knowledge in there. He gonna give you some encouragement in there. That I don't skip not one. I don't skip not one track on Victory Lap. Hustle and Motivate, Dedication, Blue Laces, Keys to the City, like everything on that thing, everything on that. And I think it shout out, I mean RIP Nip, you know what I mean, but I think this his death kind of actually catapulted, you know what I mean, that album to where you're like, okay, I really do want to listen to the album just to, yeah, I mean, just to honor him. But then when you listen to it, it's like, okay, Nip talking some real stuff in here.
No quarrels at all with it. No quarrels at all. Listen,
Yeah.
no, none whatsoever.
I'm on there because you can't say nothing bad about the dead
no.
person.
He said, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So let me go with my number two, man. My number two is real bias. And it is Summertime Shootout 3.
Oh, I thought you were gonna put Wale up there.
Nah. I told you I wasn't gonna mention Wale. This is a shocker. Summertime Shootout 3. I don't skip not one track on there, bro. I don't skip not one joint on there. At all. At all. He got the choosy joint.
Oh, what is it? Hold on. You froze for me.
Fab
You froze for me. What song was it?
Summertime Shootout 3. Fabulous. I don't
Okay.
skip not one song on there at all. It's got everything. It's got dancing. It's got bars. It's got fun stuff. It's got catchy tunes. It's got Ty Dolla Sign for the R&B. It's a little bit of everything.
I skipped track 6 though.
What is track 6 there?
I'll add that right now.
I gotta skip track 6 from now on.
Seasons changed because Tory Lanez is on there.
Stop, he said, "What are you skipping?"
Cruising down on Biscayne Way. Stop that, man. Tory Lanez did his thing on there, man. Unfortunately,
Tory Lanez do his thing, man. Tory Lanez musically, he's solid.
You got the Babe Dreaming, got the joint with Jacquees.
My mind.
The allegedly King of R&B.
King of R&B now.
The Choosy joint, like I said, with Jeremiah DeVito.
You got the joint with Chris Brown.
The Options joint, the Insecure, Frenemies, with Roddy Ricch on there, Us versus the World with Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor.
Can I say that? I feel like everything Jeremiah do, if he on the feature, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, that's. I would.
He's a feature guy.
Yeah.
He can't go on tour by himself, but he's a feature guy.
We got Meek on there for you too.
You already know, buddy.
Then go, yo, I don't skip not one song on this album, bro. And I know it's not critically acclaimed. It don't have the charts and the album sales and this and that. But listen, this is 1 hour of music plus that I don't skip not one song. And I'm entertained by the bars. I'm entertained by the bop. I'm entertained by the flow. He got some R&B for the singing. He got a little dancing so my kids can dance. He got the little reggae vibe with DeVito. So that's definitely with the island vibe. I'm with it, bro. That's me all day. So this album complete to me is a great piece of work. Not going to put it up there as legendary, but in my opinion, this should be mentioned as one of Fab's nicest work.
So, bad, man.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on my list.
You expect anything less? Bad. Huh? I said you expect anything less? It's bad.
Listen, I love all Fab work, man. Fab don't get credit, bro.
I'm gonna use what you say. By who?
I mean, he don't have like he has radio hits,
Man,
but they
I feel
don't
like
pop like they should, in my opinion.
because I
Like the
think Fab's true
choosy
to
joint,
himself.
bro. If I was a college freshman or sophomore with that choosy joint, bro, I'd have been all in the little reggae club joints choosing something.
I feel like because Fab is true to who he is. You know what I mean? So he not gonna give you a radio joint just to give you a radio joint. He's not gonna give you a pop joint just to give you a pop joint. If he feeling it, he flowing with it. Like like Fab has his own brand. Like you know who Fab is. That's who he is. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout out to Fab, man. You made my top 2, brother.
Damn.
Whoa.
So you might be upset with my top 2. Goddamn.
Nah,
All right,
man. Listen, you put me on.
hold on, because all right. So my number 2 is the new Toronto 3.
What is this? See, what is this?
I'm looking up right now.
Oh wait.
Are you good? You good?
Oh, okay, because it's him. Oh.
Okay. Okay. All right. That joint, I instantly deleted that joint.
No, I'm playing with you. It's not.
No,
I just heard y'all. I heard y'all talking about Tory, so I had to do it.
Okay.
I had to do it.
No, you good.
My real number two is KOD with J. Cole.
Okay.
I couldn't not put that in there. I feel like this was an album that was talking a lot of not only drug related things, but mental illness, social media, just real life things that kids are really dealing with today that nobody really talks about. And I feel like J. Cole did his best with this album, trying to put that all out there. Especially with the song Kevin's Heart, talking about his own adulting and, the things he went through with his marriage. Like, I feel like I think, when I put him in that Mount Rushmore of today with Kendrick, Drake, this is why this album right here, he kind of proved it to me.
Yeah. Drake, one of those people, Drake, Tamar, you gave your number 2, right? Yeah, you did. So, J. Cole is one of the people who let you into his life. Yeah, I mean, he pours his emotions out on him in the music, and he draws you in because if you feel like I'm personally there with him. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally going through on this wave or these ups and downs on the roller coasters with him. Much like why I put Meek at my number 1. Just for me, Meek, I grew up with. Yeah, I mean, if y'all hear me talk about Meek, is talking to him from the bottom. Yeah, I mean, watching his growth, watching him go from
Noodles Babies.
Yep, watching him going from that. Yeah, I mean, to like you said, when you hear Oozle News Babies, that's one of my joints, but it puts you in a space like, dang, I grew up on Oozle News. Yeah, I mean, I grew up eating Oozle News. Yeah, I mean, so like he touched me. I mean, touched my soul just with this whole album, and then listening to him take a stand for, I mean, the Black community, take a stand for police reform, just giving back to the people who are less fortunate, putting the city on. And like I said, I'm from Philly, so I relate to a lot of stuff that you're talking about. So Meek to me is my number 1 because one of the things we talked about earlier is his relatability. Yeah, I mean, I relate to him. I can listen to him and like, I mean, I understand what you're talking about. I understand where you're coming from. I understand the struggle. So Meek is my number 1 because I mean he speaks to me.
So I'm gonna go back to this J. Cole, the KOD album. I mentioned that and speak on your Meek. I knew he was gonna be up there.
You already know.
But J. Cole's album, KOD, it was definitely great. I definitely think that it was one of the better albums this past 2 years. I just think that it wasn't the best J. Cole album. Maybe my expectations are a little bit higher. I don't know. I like the album. Don't get me wrong. I play it. But he set to me the bar very high with Forest Hills. Cold World was high, and Born Center was slightly better, and then Forest Hills Drive was just like, okay, I see where you're going, brother. And For Your Eyes Only, it was I'm not gonna say it was on the par with Forest Hills Drive, but it was like, okay, you're in a lane right now. And then KOD, I was thinking that he was going to ascend a little bit more, but it looks like he's still in the lane. And not to knock J. Cole whatsoever, because he's one of the better MCs that's in this era. And like I said, that album, I just, when I think of KOD and hopefully the next album to fall off will be something that'll be beyond. But when I would like to see guys trend up and not like he's more consistent now. And I'm like, bro, you're the same age as me. I want to see you ascend a little bit more before you get into that auto playing J mode. Like everything that I put out is good. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And not to knock him, because I mean it's great work. It's just that it's great work because of what we have to offer now.
What's
In
going
my
on right now?
opinion,
I got you.
yeah.
It's
So
like,
I made, like I said, my expectations of J. Cole may be a little bit high, and that's why I didn't have it on my list. And like I said, I like that album, just like the Written Testimony album. Why I don't have it on my top 5 is because I expected greater, and it wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't up to my expectations.
So you saying J. Cole is a product of his own greatness, much like we would say
Yeah.
with Jay. Yeah, I mean they're product of their own greatness. So
Like a Kingdom Come album was good to people, and real, like not real Jay fans, but like hardcore Jay Z fans is like, that's his worst album. But it was a good album.
it's a
You
good
know what I
album. Good
mean?
album, yeah.
Like Jay Z's albums, I don't know any like real bad albums. So, and that's the same thing with Cole. When looking at his catalog, I don't see any bad albums. It's just that which one of these would you put in? And I wouldn't have KOD in the top 3. So,
Yeah. But I would definitely say KOD body of work can be better than a lot of like you said, even not being mentioned out of mention. I would put KOD above a bunch of almost every single last one of my honorable mentions. Yeah, I mean, it's just what I wanted to bring light to with
Yeah.
some of um, the younger artists. But KOD, I'm definitely putting ahead of a bunch of the like the Roddy Rich John. I'm putting it ahead of Future John. I'm putting it ahead of a bunch of the album. It's just like you said, I wanted to bring light to those things, but
bro,
J. Cole, he's just a product of his own success.
As in, like this man doesn't need features. I cut out.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but we hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying, like J. Cole doesn't need features for his shit. Like when I saw KOD's track list and then I saw Kill Edward was featured, just to find out it was J. Cole, like he's trolling and he knows he's doing that. And he's like, this is still going to go platinum, just like the last 3 albums I put out solo. And they were greatness. Like KOD for me, like I feel like 2014 is better for sure, but KOD is my number 2 for Cole for sure. But in the past 2 years, it has to go up there.
Better than Cold World?
What? KOD?
Yeah, KOD. I don't put
I just think
KOD above.
this is what I'm saying. Can I say this? Can I say this? I think if KOD came out before Forest Hills and before Cold World, I think you'll say something different to mine because now, like with KOD, you like I think that Cole is inviting you into like some of the things that he I mean his life, you know what I mean? But I think if he came out with KOD, we were like, yo, that's a classic.
Oh hell!
In the beginning, if that was his first album, that was his debut album. We said KOD, man, that thing a classic.
No, not that. I'm not saying that at all.
But he's a product of his greatness. You know what I mean? He came out on fire. Well, he didn't come out on fire because it's couple.
No, he definitely didn't. He definitely didn't.
but like his sophomore joint. You know what I mean?
Look, man. Okay, so I get what you're saying about not coming out on fire, right? But the Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights was popping, yeah, for sure.
And then you go into the Sideline Story. Listen. Needless to say, we're not going to argue about his greatness. All of his albums are above par. We'll say that. Definitely.
Listen, Tim. Tim, it's my number 2. You're
Yeah,
not changing my mind.
But like you said, like I said, if he started with that, like even if that was his second album, even if it came before Cold World, you know what I mean, or Forest Hills joint, if it came before any of those joints, we'd be like, yo, that's probably his best body of work. You know what I mean? But because it followed those joints, we like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't expect. I didn't like this. It's like what Tim said. You know what I mean, it was a high album, but I expected more. You know what I mean? But
It was
I
just so
didn't,
relevant.
right.
It was just so relevant.
And that's what it is. That's what it was. That's what it is.
So,
and he put the album out just to be relevant, to make it relevant.
So my number 1.
I want to see this bias.
Nipsey Hussle.
Ooh,
Victory
yes.
Lap. That's another one that
I have to
I
go back and
can't
listen
skip.
to it, I guess.
I can't listen. The thing about this album, right, is because I think that it was relevant when it came out. It's relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
Hustle and Motivate. If you're an entrepreneur, that's a definite song you should have in your playlist. Dedication is another one as well that you should have in your playlist. I think that for this album, for it to be his quote unquote his first studio album, or his debut album, we all know that Nipsey's been in the game for going way back, and I just think that every song to me was relatable. Every song to me spoke. Every song to me, you could see the art. I could see the song with him saying what he's saying. And that to me relates a lot. And just from the cleverness and the wittiness of the bars, no, it's not pen game like Wale, Joe Button, or any slow slaughterhouse or any of those guys. But what he's saying is real. A lot of things, like I said, just me having an entrepreneur mind, from just having a mindset that the rap niggas, I ain't nothing like you in rap niggas. You could just say that about any mindset that I'm not nothing like any of you, whatever. Blue Laces 2 is a repetitive from Blue Laces. Like I said, with dedication, that's another one. If you're in the gym, you dedicate to something, that's just something that, I mean, can get you going. The joint with Diddy, I'm not too fond of, but I still like it.
You don't like Young Nigga?
I do, but I do. Like I said, I don't skip any of it. So grinding all my life, loaded bases with hey man.
Listen, like
million
you said,
while you young. I definitely want to get a million while I'm young.
Like you said, bro, like if you're an entrepreneur, like you said, not even just entrepreneur, right? If you have ambition and goals and like things you want to accomplish and achieve, like you can throw this album on and play it from top to bottom, and you like he make you like, yo, I can go get this.
Yeah,
I definitely
made an audio book in rap form.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, yes, that's exactly what he did. Like,
so it's like the positive version of Thug Motivation 101 for you, right? Because was it a couple shows ago, we had an incident to where no, we're not even gonna bring it up. We'll just say that Thug Motivation 101 by Young Jeezy was definitely a motivation factor for our guy Dom here. Just as much as that motivated him to do what he did, allegedly. Allegedly. This is a motivation factor album that to me, ever since that has dropped, that like, even though Dom said like with him, his passing, he think that it pushed it more. I think that even if he was still here, that this album would still speak volumes and would still be. I mean, I think it'll. I think it'll.
It definitely would. I think it definitely would. I think it definitely would. Like to me, if I'm being real, I'll say this. I'll say it's a classic album. Just off of everything that he's talking about, just where we are now, like he's talking about entrepreneur. He's talking about being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? He's talking about getting it from your own. Like one of the things he said, he did his own. You feel me? He didn't need nobody else. You know what I mean? Like he didn't need a record deal. He didn't need none of that stuff. He legit did it on his own. Like got it from the muscle. Like, and then he talking about like the joint. He was like, man, I mess with Dr. C because he teaching health. Yeah, you know what I mean, and then I mess with Rick Walsh because he teaching wealth. Like he's talking like stuff that make you think. Like, and that's where our people are today, and that's where he's speaking to the relevancy of today. Like he like I'm gonna keep it real 100. I put this on a level as 444, like where Jay is speaking. He's speaking knowledge to you. Yeah, you know I mean, like if you had your pen and paper down and you started jotting out the things that Nip is talking about in this album, and then you start applying it. Like one of the things he said, man, he said I spoke some things in the atmosphere and then they appeared. Like he talking about like if you're talking about in the business world, the entrepreneur world, he's talking about the law of attraction. Like he said, I'm speaking things out there and I'm attracting it to myself. You feel me? Like he's talking about all this stuff.
Hey, life and death is in the power of the tongue, right?
Absolutely, right? So he's talking all this stuff, man, and he's seeing it manifest. Like at first I was like, man, I don't know about this dude Nip, you know what I mean? He rap off beat, you know what I mean? I don't know what he's talking about. But then when you start talking and start listening to the knowledge that he's spitting, it's like, okay, like it make you think. Like, and that's why I bang with it, because he challenged you to think. Yeah, you know I mean, he you know his lifestyle, you know where he came from, but then he came out of that. He still was loyal to his people, but he came out of that, made something of himself, and then he's pouring back into you. Like he's pouring knowledge back into you.
He was more than a rapper.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding. Yeah,
show.
He was more than that. Yes.
Definitely. I mean, if you just study him and like seeing what he did, I mean, like he really got it from the mud. And even in the business side, he really got it from the mud and made an example. And if you can figure out his example and then follow them steps, well, good Lord.
Plus he had Lauren, so you know.
You said what?
I said plus he had Lauren, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, y'all gonna get me in trouble if y'all mention Lauren London. Go ahead with your number one, man. Anthony. Oh, okay.
It's my turn.
Yeah, yeah. You was your number one there, good brother.
My number one was actually mentioned earlier at your number 3.
Oh yeah. J Rock.
J Rock Redemption.
That album, bro.
Boy, oh boy. And listen, the thing is, I feel like you mentioned a lot of the like the singles, things you would hear on the radio. But man, like ES Tales,
yes,
Rotation 112,
yes,
Troopers, Broke is might be my favorite song off here. Like that. When he says, what does he say? Something about his famous last name, call me Marlon Jackson. I said, oh God damn, like come on, bro. J Rock was this album. This is the first album I ever heard from him. Period. So I didn't even hear his previous stuff. So when I heard this and it blew my mind like that, I was like, yo, this is the one.
Yo, man.
A lot of people, man. A lot of people
still in rotation. I feel like a lot of people sleep on him.
I think, I do think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I think a lot of people do. Either you are a super J Rock fan or you don't know who he is. You know what I mean? So I do. I'm one of the people where I'm in between, because I hear people mentioning. Yeah, I mean, you hear some of his work, but I haven't listened to a whole body of work from J Rock.
Well, listen, it's my number one, bro. Listen to this one.
So listen.
My cousin been telling me about it for a minute.
He's in my 3 as far as the albums. Listen, I can attest to what both of y'all were saying, because like I heard the joint that he had with Lil Wayne, but I'd never listened to nothing, right? And I was just going through and seeing like what was new during that time. When did it come out? It came out in 2018. So Anthony would know where I was at during this time. But I was going through different albums that were new, and I seen J Rock, and I was like, okay, I remember the name. And I seen he was with Top Dog. And I was like, yo, Top Dog puts out quality work. Like, not just because it's Kendrick, but like Schoolboy Q was pretty okay. And Absol, he's a different vibe, but he's okay. So I'm like, all right. And looking what I was like, yo, started off with the bloodiest with Boy ID and
Yes.
and then you got For What It's Worth. I was like, yo, and then the Knock It Off joint, and then he said ES Tail, start talking about his life, then the Rotation 112, then the Tap Out
Back in
joint.
these
The Tap Out
projects.
joint is a bop, bro. With Jeremiah, like you said,
Yep.
Jeremiah, you get Jeremiah on it. And look, man,
Yeah.
you can ask my family, bro. I was playing that consistently for like a whole month straight. As soon as I would get in the car, Revenge and Life. And then, man, like I had my girls rocking and everything, yo. But yo,
Yo, speaking of,
that album, yeah.
you put me on. I remember. I think this was 2018 too. Reasons album. I wish I
Mhm.
put him in my honorable mentions. That man had a great album too.
He's nice.
TDE doesn't disappoint
No, they don't
at all.
And they got the R&B lane with SZA too. SZA come out with something else as well. Please.
Oh yeah,
man.
we need something. Control was
Delaware,
fire.
Delaware State graduate as well. Shout out to Del State graduate SZA. So please,
Oh really?
yeah, she's a Delaware State alumni.
Right. Okay.
That's fire.
SZA.
Yes, SZA, because that last album was all right. I mean, a little controversial with the one song, but nonetheless, it was definitely a nice vibe. So,
Oh yeah.
oh,
This was a dope top five. I've had some new things on here, fellas.
listen, you put me on.
Oh, listen, you put me on with the boy.
You went
I-
over to the UK.
Like I said, yeah. UK.
He was talking about worldwide for real.
I gotta bring something different to this one.
Listen, that's what I love, man. We love it. That's what I love about it, man. Love about it. Listen, back to that boy.
My bad, go ahead.
No, you're gonna say. I said back to that boy. Victory lap. The way he started out with that. The way he started out with that joint is the way he started out. I'm like, dang.
God. Whew. So yeah, my top three, I can listen to all the way through. All the way through.
I feel like all the joints that I'm in my top five, outside of Travis Scott, I could listen to all the way through.
So, Don, what's your final thoughts? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just for the listeners, like y'all want to just list off the top five for y'all? Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You want to list it? Go ahead, please, because listen, who was that? You had 5. Who did you have at 5?
5 was Stormzy, Heavy as the Head.
Oh yeah, I definitely need that joint again. Yep.
Stormzy. 4, Gold Link, the Diaspora. 3 was Don Toliver, Heaven or Hell. 2, J. Cole's KOD, and then number 1 was J. Rock Redemption.
So I already know about Goldbling. I just gotta check out the album. Don Toliver, never heard of him. Stormzy, I've seen him in an interview. Never checked him out because I don't be giving UK guys a chance.
Well, he studies Jay-Z, so you might want to.
Okay, so you mean to say he studies Young Chris?
Yeah, he definitely studied Young Chris.
That's a running joke. But go ahead, man. What's your final thoughts there, Dom?
I think for my final thoughts, since it's a music show.
Oh, no, hold. Let's save Dami Lama for last because he gives the wisdom. I'll go and then I'll let our guests go and then we're gonna let Dom go with the final thought. My final thought is I definitely appreciate Anthony coming on, putting this on to some tunes that I had never heard of. So definitely, you have always widened my horizon when it comes to music and put me on to stuff that I'm like, wow. And definitely Stormzy is definitely one. But final thought is that I mean, music is really about preference, and it's really about the feeling that you get with it, and how attached you are with the songs. And I mean, just me personally, with people would say I'm a music head. I don't really necessarily consider myself a music head per se, but I just know that I love music. I've always had a love for music since I was young. And with hip hop in my family, I was more drawn to the lyrics and the bars. So that's what me personally I tend to gravitate more towards than the flow or the vibe or the beat. But that's just me personally, and that's why my top five is the way that it is. Um, Even with rappers and all that, but it's all about preference. And like I said, I'm gonna bring Dwayne in the show, man. Be you. And it definitely was me in the show. So be
Love it,
you.
love it, love it.
Nice. Once I want to thank you guys for having me on the show. It's been a blast. Um, and final thoughts on everything. I love how we all brought something different to the table today. It really did show, like Tim was saying, like preference is everything. We may have had some things that crossed paths, but we had things that y'all never heard of that I brought to the table today. And then, there were some things that y'all brought to me that I'm going to like actually go back and take notes on because that's how big they are for y'all. You know what I mean? Like I might have did a one over on a Nipsey album, but the way you talked about it today is making me go back and actually listen and figure it out, pay attention, learn from. So I appreciate both of y'all. Everything that y'all brought to the table today was A1.
Good.
And thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate it.
Nah,
Appreciate it.
thank you for joining. I want to echo the sentiments and on what both of y'all said.
Hold on. Get your note pen out, nigga. Get your notepad out. You about to drop some jewels. Listen, he drops them every show, and this last thought getting me to the point to where I think I might have to write mine down. Go ahead.
Nah, really, my final thoughts, man, is really just it'll just echo the sentiments that y'all said. Yeah, I mean, music is preference. It really is what puts you in that headspace. Yeah, I mean, because music has emotion. Yeah, I mean, music.
Oh no, he didn't cut out. He was saying something good.
It
I
wasn't
swear
just
to
me
you
this
guys,
time.
he was saying something good. He was saying something good. He was saying music is a euphoric feeling. I'm gonna try to fill in for him. Music is a euphoric feeling. I can tell by the face and the frozenness that he knows how much music feels to people, how much it can relate to people, how much it can change your mood. I'm just really trying to stall time until he comes back. So for any listeners and viewers out there, just know this is off the top of my head. Dom normally comes with the jewels, and he just conked out. Um, but no, he didn't conk out. He had some technical difficulties. Um, we're gonna bring him back because listen, we can't end speak on it without Dom because Dom brings the wisdom. He relates it all together. That he's the glue.
It's the glue that holds
He's
this
the
show
he's the
together.
glue. Yes, he is. So, or he might have just said forget it and going to sleep.
he's, he's like, I said enough today.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait for him. I'm trying to. I'm gonna try to wait for him, you guys. Just well, while he's trying to log in, I'm gonna say follow us on Facebook. Here he comes, you guys. Told you he was coming back. But while he says that, or while he's coming, pause. Um, Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us. Listen to us on Spotify as well. Catch us audio version on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, so you get the algorithm. Hit the notify button to know when we got another episode on YouTube. So here is Dami Lama with the
Man,
wisdom of the day before we leave.
I done gave a whole speech. I was like, man, what the freak's going on? Y'all just paused. I said, man, I don't know if they can hear me now. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I said, man, he's saying some good stuff, man. I know he is, man. I try to fill in for you, but go ahead and wrap it up, good
But
friend.
like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna echo the sentiments that y'all was saying. One of the things that stood out to me is when we first started the show, I said I don't listen to a lot of the younger artists. You know what I mean, the babies and the Roddy Riches, even the Jaden Smiths. So one of the things I wanted to say is don't ever judge a book by its cover. But because when you do that, you miss out on so much greatness. You miss out on so many things that can touch you. Like I said, music is something that touches your soul depending on where you are in life, and depending on your situation. So just like some of the music that y'all put out there that y'all mentioned today, it all talks about where you are. You know what I mean? And how it touches you and how it reaches you. And I want to say that about anything you do in life. Don't ever knock somebody, or glance over something just because you think that it can't touch you, or just because you think that it's beneath you, or it's not your cup of tea. If you give anything a chance, or you just like me with Nipsey, right? Before Victory Lap, I didn't really listen to any Nipsey album, but that was just me really judging the book by its cover. So when I start listening to Nipsey Hussle, and I listen to Victory Lap, it's like, okay, this man is actually speaking some wisdom and speaking some truth. So what I would say is, again, don't ever judge a book by its cover. Don't cast off something just because you feel as though that it's not your cup of tea, or it's not your genre, or you feel as though that you can't gain any wisdom from it. Just give anything a chance. Take in all the wisdom that you can, learn something, get some experience from it, and then try to apply it to your life. That's my final thought for the day is, don't cast off something, and don't judge a book by its cover.
I told y'all he had the gems.
Perfect.
I told y'all. All right, so I already did the what's the maintenance. So
yeah, you did the work and maintenance. All
right,
right, y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. Till next time,
speak on it.
Peace.